welcome to the No Spin News, Tuesday, December 10th, 2024. Stand up for your country. You know, one of the big problems with the progressive movement, and this is personal for me, is their utter disregard for your public safety and mine. So law and order to the progressives is totally different than traditional law and order, crime and punishment. The progressives see it as society's fault that people hurt each other. It's not personal. I mean, it's that you shouldn't hold a criminal accountable. That's insane and dangerous, ultra dangerous. And that's one of the reasons that the progressive movement, in my estimation, has to be wiped out. All right, I'm a pretty tolerant person here, but that puts my whole family in danger and yours as well, that attitude. So we've got three legal cases now at the top of the chart as far as the media is concerned, and that is the subject of this evening's Talking Points memo. Number one is this Luigi Mangione, age 26, entitled Due Process. Police in Pennsylvania, Altoona to be exact, found him, extradited back to New York City, charged with murder in the killing of Brian Thompson, who was the CEO of United Healthcare. There's Mr. Thompson gunned down on 6th Avenue in New York City, broad daylight. It's on tape. And there's no doubt in anybody's mind that Luigi did it. All right, troubled individual, good student, wealthy home, but loon. And he took the gun and he killed this man. And he did it for political reasons. He didn't get reimbursed on a healthcare beef or something. And the progressive left hates the private healthcare system. Anyway, they want the government to run, as you know. All of that will come out. And again, he's entitled to due process, but he's never going to be free again. 26 years old, his life's over. Okay? That's crime and punishment. Now, there's a couple of things interesting about this case. The police were tipped off to this guy by a McDonald's worker who recognized some of the video in the media and said, that guy looks familiar. $60,000 could be coming that young man's way, the McDonald's guy. Assuming it's a guy. That will not be paid out until after a trial. Okay, that's just the way these things work. But we're keeping our eye on it because that worker in McDonald's deserves the money. Secondly, the hysteria about certain people saying, well, the United Healthcare CEO deserved it, does not deserve your attention. This is a few fringe kooks. They're always in play. All right, ignore it. Media makes a big deal out of it, but I don't. I know who these people are, and they're mentally ill. People who say that are mentally ill. I'm not going to give them any attention at all. It's not important. All right, the second case is Daniel Penny in New York City, former Marine Long Island guy, who was found not guilty of second-degree manslaughter and criminally negligent homicide. You know the case. All right, 26 years old, same age as Luigi, by the way. He's on a subway and he's in a car, and a guy comes in, 30-year-old Jordan Neely, and he menaces the people in the subway, screams and yells. And Penny takes him down, and Neely dies. Okay? So the jury said, look, there's reasonable doubt in this case because this guy was scaring and terrorizing these people, and Penny neutralized him. Unfortunately, the guy is dead. I don't want the guy dead. And I don't know about Penny, but I don't think Penny wanted to kill him either. But either way, there was reasonable doubt, and you don't convict unless it's beyond a reasonable doubt. That's why Penny was acquitted. Well, right away, the race hustlers got into it because the victim is black and the perpetrator, and who's now exonerated, is white. Roll the tape.
When things happen to you, you step up and defend yourself. Just like everybody else seeks justice on their own, just like everybody else has vigilantes, we need some black vigilantes.
That's right.
People want to jump up and choke us and kill us for being loud. How about we do the same when they attempt to oppress us?
And if you look on social media, if you look at the hatred spewed across against us, against black people, against a man who was sick, because when there's a crisis of drugs in America, I'm sorry, it's only a crisis when it's a white person, an opioid crisis. Jordan was labeled a drug addict and labeled a crackhead. The only crime that Jordan Neely was guilty of was the color of his skin.
Well, that's false. The victim, Jordan Neely, 42 arrests, including a conviction. He beat up an elderly woman in East Greenwich Village, Lower Manhattan. He punched her in the face. She's 67, broke her nose, fractured her orbital bone. Okay? So these race hustlers, they lie. And what they're trying to do is pit black against white, or whatever the case may be. They're despicable, absolutely despicable. The good news is it does not seem like the African American community in New York City is rallying to their cause. We have not seen that. I suspect it's because African Americans are just like everybody else in New York City. They're subject to being terrorized. They know what it's like. They know there are people like Jordan Neely with 42 arrests who's obviously mentally ill, obviously, okay, who just walks around. I mean, listen to this. Listen to this. All right. Neely pleaded guilty to beating up the 67-year-old woman. Here's the sentence. 15-month alternative to incarceration program, where he was supposed to show up to a facility in the Bronx. All right. 2 weeks, he didn't show up. 2 weeks, he showed up, then never saw him again. Walking around, terrorizing people, taking drugs. Nobody's looking for him. Nobody. They could have found him. He was very visible in the subways. They don't care. That's New York City, run by progressives. Don't care. Now, Neely's father is suing Daniel Penny. It's not going anywhere. Okay? But Neely's father should be suing New York City and New York State for failing to supervise an obviously dangerous mentally ill person. There are thousands of them, not only in New York City, but in Chicago, LA, Baltimore, Atlanta, on and on and on. You must isolate these people to protect the innocent. It's so despicable. And to use this, now I'm keeping my eye on Sharpton. You haven't heard a word out of Sharpton. All right? He's too busy counting the $500,000 that Kamala gave him under the table for nothing. It takes a long time to count that much money. Sharpton, he's the primo race provocateur in New York. Didn't say anything. Sharpton's on the run. Okay? He knows he's in trouble. So that's probably why he's keeping a low profile. But I don't expect this to go any further than today. Okay. Third legal case. This is a civil case. Donald Trump suing CBS News. I'm not going to get into the weeds here, but it's basically the Trump campaign and Donald Trump himself believes that CBS News took an interview with Kamala Harris and edited it in a way to make Ms. Harris look better than what she actually said. They filed this civil lawsuit in Texas, in a conservative part of the state. The CBS lawyers are trying to get it thrown out on First Amendment. Now, do I think that Donald Trump's going to win this lawsuit? No, because it'll be appealed all over the place, and First Amendment is pretty tough to get through. But what is important here, and what I think President Trump wants, is to CBS News to put that transcript out, which it refuses to do. Because if they did indeed edit that interview to make Kamala Harris look better, CBS News is shot, finished. That's what I think is in play. All right, so that is the justice system as it stands now. President Trump's victory is a win for America. That's what most voters think. But Bidenomics has left us with a failing economy. I rely on American Hartford Gold to protect my savings with physical gold and silver, and you should consider that. American Hartford Gold has thousands of five-star ratings and an A+ from the Better Business Bureau. A tax-advantaged gold IRA can shield you from worsening inflation. You can even roll over your 401k or IRA tax-free and penalty-free. So act now before it's too late. Call or text American Hartford Gold. Tell them Bill O'Reilly sent you for up to $15,000 of free silver on qualifying orders. Call 866-501-5201 or text Bill to 65532. That's 866-501-5201 or text Bill to 65532. Okay, let's get to the mail as we always do. First of all, I want to tell you about our YouTube channel. And some of you haven't signed up yet. I don't understand. It's free. Okay, youtube.com/Bill O'Reilly. youtube.com/Bill O'Reilly. So I do a whole thing on what the new immigration laws should be on YouTube. 10 minutes, that's all. Keep it at 10. Okay, and very precise. Here's what Congress should do. Here's how you defeat the problem. Boom, 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 boom. And that's what we use our YouTube channel for. Okay, we use it for policy pretty much. And sometimes I get a little agitated about people and things, and we'll do stuff there. But it's basically, here's how you solve the problem. So I hope you go check it out. We go to Bill Howell, Sedalia, Missouri. O'Reilly, right again as usual. Daniel Penny found not guilty. Wasn't hard. It wasn't hard at all because I still have faith in the folks. And you say, well, what about the Trump? Yes, you are correct. That was wrong. Those juries were not looking at the case dispassionately, which means they didn't take the emotion out of the case. They didn't. Because what Trump did was picayune, word of the day, all right? And they slapped them with all this stuff. But you're right. But in a criminal trial, when the jury has to face the same danger that Daniel Penny and his people on that subway car had to face, it was danger. They're real danger. Different. Carl Riley dropped the O way back. Smithfield, Illinois. I've got a question about Hunter Biden's pardon. Can anyone rescind a presidential pardon? No. Okay, so Hunter, unless they come up with a state beef against him, it's a state beef. He did something bad in California or in Delaware or wherever, then the pardon doesn't cover that. Just federal crimes. Phil, concierge member. Thank you, Phil. Now, again, this is the greatest Christmas gift. If you like the person, you give them a concierge membership. You get a free book, any book you want. But the person you're gifting gets access to my team and me. Anything happens in that person's life or whatever, we help or try to. All right? That's concierge membership, BillO'Reilly.com. If you're not a member, we'd love to have you. If you want to give a nice gift to somebody, and it's not that expensive. Okay. We got a Robert, another concierge. Oh, wait, let me read Phil's, right? With social media, expressing hate is easier than ever. That's true. Without any personal accountability, that's true. If you don't like what others say, you just shut them down. There's no longer any punishment for hating anyone that's true. And that's why the rise of hatred is happening all over the world, not just the USA. Robert, concierge member, thank you, Bill, for the lively debate with Mr. Masierotra, reminding me of the days when healthy back and forth kept you interested and engaged. You know, we only do one guest a night here on the No Spin News. We used to do 6 on the Factor, and I divided it. All right, I always, tried to get as many as we could, because I agree with you, Robert. It's so boring just to go to choir practice every day, isn't it? And hear the same thing, let's go. Let's kick it around. Mike Triplett, Marion, Ohio. Bill, all I hear about tariffs is how much it will cost the American consumer, but I never hear about tariffs put on American products by other countries. Are we to believe there are no tariffs on American goods? Of course there are tariffs. Each country has its own policy, and what Trump tries to do is even it out. So if there's a big trade deficit, as there is with China and Mexico and others, Trump wants to shrink that. So we spend this much money in your country, okay, and you got to approach it in our country. Fair. And he'll get what he wants, Trump. I don't think he's going to have to put 25% tariffs up. Those deals are going to be remade. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. Charlie Fish, Colonial Heights, Virginia. I don't care how you rationalize it. $51 million to play a game is way too much. All sports salaries are outrageous. This is on the Juan Soto deal. Okay. And then Charlie goes on to say, how can people making $15 an hour afford to go to the games? Well, it depends where you live. I mean, there's a lot of specials and things like that. But I understand the point. But that's capitalism. As we said yesterday, sports is really the only entertainment growth industry in America. All the rest, the movies, the music, the TV, down. And big. Not live sports. Big. And so money pouring into those leagues and those teams. And they market the hats and the shirts and all of that. And it's astronomical. So when you get a player like Juan Soto who can put you in the World Series, because the Yankees made the World Series based on Aaron Judge and Juan Soto. Okay, that's how they got there. And you pay him an astronomical amount of money. It should pay off. The problem is if Soto gets hurt. Now, what the Mets will do is take Lloyd's of London insurance out on him. And that'll cover some of it if he gets hurt, but not all of it. And also, you're putting so much pressure on a human being. Get all that money. Everybody's going to expect him to get a hit every time up. But that's capitalism. And when you pay that much money, you got to perform. But there are excess in capitalism. And I know that working class people are shut out of the games in a lot of places, particularly NFL. Go to an NFL game, my God. So anyway, I don't object to it. I hope Mr. Soto has a good life. I hope he does well for the Mets, my hometown team. Although I root for the Yankees too. I'm one of the few New Yorkers who can get away with it because I know people in both organizations. And I don't root against my friends. Now, when the Mets play the Yankees, it just depends on a lot of circumstances there. Carrie Kaufman, Rancho Mission Viejo, California. Just finished confronting the presidents, and it did not disappoint. I had a personal goal of reading about all the U.S. presidents. This new book has greatly accelerated that goal. I can now pick and choose if I want to explore further a president based upon what I learned from confronting. That is the goal. So I give you all 45 men, and you want to know more about them, you just go to Amazon, you punch their name up, books on Calvin Coolidge, or whoever you want to know about. But to do 45 the way we did it in confronting, and confronting has a shot, I'll know tomorrow, to be number one again. Our sales last week were through the roof. We have a shot. I got Melania and Cher in front of me. But I might be able to overtake them. We'll let you know tomorrow. Okay, we need you go to the store, BillO'Reilly.com. Christmas Hanukkah store, not woke gear. Okay, let's see it. Tomorrow I want to use Holly the Terror Dog and me modeling the Not Woke gear. So we got polos, got tees, got mugs, we got bumper stickers. If you are not woke, you want this. And if you want to really annoy somebody who is woke, you buy one of these and send them to them. Then we got the book bundles. We have all of them, 13 plus Confronting for one very reasonable price, 14 gifts. 14 gifts. Then we got the leather-bound limited edition of Killing Pat, and this is one of my favorites. I'm giving this to selected people. It's a legacy book, bound. That's a great gift. And finally, we got the mugs. Can't miss with the mug gift. Cannot miss with it. There they are. You can buy them individually. You don't have to buy all three together, but we will bundle them up for you. Okay, 47 years ago, I did a story on television. I will show you some of it in a moment. By now, you have heard me talk about Delta Rescue. They are a fantastic organization that helps rescue animals from the wilderness. You know, I'm a dog lover, so is Leo Grillo, the founder of Delta Rescue. It is his life's mission to provide everlasting care for these once abandoned animals. I myself have donated to Delta Rescue. Do you believe it is part of man's duty to care for dogs and horses, the animals that so much of our history is tied to? If so, please consider making a donation or consult your advisor about leaving a gift in your will or trust. There can be some tax advantages, and it's a great way to help Delta Rescue accomplish their mission. So please visit deltarescue.org to learn more. That's deltarescue.org. We're all feeling good about where our country's headed. Well, not all of us, but a lot of us. But bad things can happen when we let our guard down, which is why I keep myself prepared thanks to My Patriot Supply. From emergency food kits to solar generators and water treatment systems, they have it all. Right now, their 4-week emergency food kit is $50 off. That kit includes favorites like creamy Alfredo pasta, delicious snacks, banana chips, that kind of thing. Warehouses are located all across the country, so My Patriot Supply can send your 4-week emergency food kit in one day. Emergencies can happen anytime. So please visit preparelikebill.com to get your 4-week emergency food kit. That's preparelikebill.com. Order your 4-week emergency food kit today. Final thought of the day. My second job in broadcasting was at WFAA TV in Dallas, Texas. First job was in Scranton, WNEP. All right, that was 47 years ago, 1975. Wait a minute, 1975, 25, 49 years ago. No, you're kidding me. Oh, God. Anyway, roll the tape.
As you can see, the Christmas season has begun in most department stores. In about 3 weeks, the shopping crush will begin in earnest. And along with all the shoppers will come the shoplifters. Retail experts estimate over $3 million in merchandise is stolen from the nation's stores daily, and that 1 person in 10 is a potential shoplifter. And never is shop theft worse than in the season of giving.
A little down, right? I could have been a little livelier. The hair, the 70s. So in January, I celebrate my 50th anniversary in the media. Oh, but Victor Garcia, who is our ace internet guy, no escaping Victor. He'll find it. Ferreted that out. I was at North Park in Dallas. Okay. I think that was Neiman Marcus. I lived in Richardson, which is just north of Dallas. And Dallas, you know, for a Yankee like me, that was an interesting experience. 49 years ago. Oh, man. Thank you for watching and listening to the No Spin News. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you for watching the No Spin News. To watch the full episode anytime on BillO'Reilly.com, please sign up to become a premium or concierge member. Visit BillO'Reilly.com to sign up and start watching today.